Hey, everybody out there on YouTube. This is Story Dude, and for some reason my head is really big this time. But not the whole time, don't worry. We're going to shrink it here in just 1 second. All right. We're back in the groove here. Let's get right into the stories. Oh no, what is this? What is this? All right. All right. Am I the a-hole for saying it's my wife's fault that my slacks didn't get packed for my work trip? Well, holy moly entitled, but, maybe there's a good reason, but I doubt it. Hi, first time poster, and possibly last time poster after everyone roasts you in the comments here. But my wife's a 30-year-old woman, and I'm a 31-year-old male, and we've been married for about 7 years now. I decided to go on a last-minute work trip, which caused me to have to book flights, hotel, etc., late at night, and then fly out the next day. I needed new work slacks for the trip since I've primarily been working from home in my current company. So we had to make a late night run to the local Walmart to get a few pairs. We also got some button-up shirts. When we got home, I had some stuff to finish up with the planning, so I asked my wife to wash my new clothes so that my shirts weren't so wrinkly. I handed her the shirts to wash separately and put the pants in the dirty laundry. While they washed, she packed my suitcase and then added the shirts when they were done. When it came time to leave, I verified everything was packed by asking her if she packed my pants. She said yes. Cue to late the next day when I arrive at my hotel and my slacks aren't in there, only my brown khakis and gray khakis. I called her pretty upset, asking where my slacks were. She got defensive and told me she thought she packed all of my clothes. I had laid them out on the bed besides the stuff to be washed, and told me that they should be there. I made her check the laundry room to be sure, and she looked around the whole house before finding them in our bedroom laundry basket, unwashed. I repeated a few times how I was frustrated that she hadn't packed them, but had told me that she did. She said she didn't realize by pants I meant my slacks, and that she was busy trying to do the other stuff and had just had a memory of packing some pants with all the other things I had laid out. She also said it was unreasonable for me to be upset with her when they are my pants, and she didn't think she was expected to do a whole second load of laundry at midnight. In the end, she attempted to make me feel better by saying that it would be okay and my work would understand that sometimes things get a bit hectic with packing and traveling last minute, and I can buy more in the evening, hopefully. I feel kind of bad because I could tell that she was frustrated with me for blaming her, but in my defense, I did ask her if she had packed everything. Edit update. I accept that I am the a-hole and I've apologized to my wife. She responded graciously and told me she knows a lot of it was just my stress from traveling and worrying about work. We are good now, and I promise to do better in the future. Thanks to everyone who engaged with me civilly in the comments. I showed my wife the post, and she wants to say that she is a little surprised at how angry everyone else was. She says she was frustrated, but knew it's not a pattern, especially some individual messages that were from some very angry people that they decided to send you on your personal inbox. So TLDR, my wife forgot to pack the slacks for a work trip, and I was frustrated with her over the phone, so we argued, am I the a-hole? I mean, I guess, there's not much left to discuss. I mean, we could infer this from the title and from the story, and then the OP kindly filled us in his comment at the end. But I guess the only thing I want to say is, why do you need so many pants to go to work? I mean, maybe I'm just a grotty guy, but I wear like 1 or 2 pairs of pants per week. and that includes going to the office from time to time. So, and it sounded like you had some, gray slacks or some gray pants or whatever. You were equipped to go to the office. So maybe what you really need to rethink is your stylistic choices, I guess. No man needs that many pants. Trust me. Anyway, let's get into the comments that are going to be predictably roasting the OP here. You're the a-hole, you're a grown adult, and should be doing your unpacking and laundry. It is your responsibility to check that all the items are in the suitcase before leaving. Yeah, I love how the OP is like, I verified that everything was packed by asking my wife if she packed everything. I mean, delegation is cool and is necessary, but, that's necessary in like large organizations, not when you're packing your suitcase. I'm also not sure why you put the clothes in a dirty garment hamper, as the only reason they would have been discovered is if your wife decided in the middle of the chaos of your departure to put a load of laundry on. If you wanted those specific items washed at once, they should have been in the direct vicinity of the washing machine, or you should have put them on yourself. Putting washing on takes all of a minute. True. But for some men, the laundry is a mystery. You just, you put it in a hamper and then it appears a few days later folded in your closet, supposedly, at least in the OP's life. You're the a-hole. My friend, you're 31 years old and a fully grown adult. She made a minor mistake without any bad intentions, and I might add, without any consequences whatsoever. Guess what? You're old enough and hopefully capable of packing your own stuff, including your beloved slacks. Your reaction should serve her as a warning. You're the a-hole. I handed her the shirts to wash separately and put the pants in the dirty laundry. So how did you expect this to play out? Was she expected to dig through the dirty laundry in case you hid something in there that you needed? Develop systems that work, especially when you are in a rush. A checklist is a really good thing to get things done, and then check that you did the things that you wanted to do. Blaming your wife for what's ultimately your responsibility is an arsehole move. You didn't delegate the tasks properly or do a final check yourself. Exactly. I verified everything was packed by asking her if she packed my pants. So you verified by asking, not by verifying. That reminds me of, trust but verify or something. Anyway, the OP messed up and, everyone's being hard on him. But it seems like he learned his lesson. You're the a-hole. Is your washing machine in your bedroom? Is your wife a mind reader? Oh, Lord. Let's move on to hopefully something a little more reasonable here. Am I the a-hole for refusing to punish my son for calling his classmates' food weird? I'm a 32-year-old female and got a private text this morning from the mother of my son's classmate. He's 7 years old. He's a boy. She told me that apparently my son has been calling her daughter's traditional lunch weird and thinks as such, and apparently that is making her daughter feel uncomfortable and insecure. She asked me to please talk to my son about being more sensitive and respectful so her daughter doesn't feel excluded. Now, I feel for this woman as a fellow mother. No one wants to see their child feeling sad, but overcoming insecurities is a big part of growing up. Additionally, I thought it was ridiculous of her to criticize my son, a 7-year-old, for making relatively innocuous and curious comments about food that is not familiar to him. He's at a curious age and is discovering the world, and I refuse to try and limit him and shut him down for not having the emotional sensitivity of an adult. Politely, I told that mother that I was sorry her daughter was struggling with insecurities. And I found some online parenting articles about building your child's confidence to send to her so she could use some tips to help her daughter out. Oh my goodness. OP, you are the a-hole. So bad. She replied and said I was acting completely shamelessly and disgracefully, and I am not able to text her anymore. Am I the a-hole? Yes, you are, OP. At least in my opinion. You're the a-hole. I refuse to try and limit him and shut him down for not having the emotional sensitivity of an adult. Teaching our kids to be respectful of others' choices is not shutting him down. It's literally part of your job as a parent, Yeah, exactly. You're the a-hole. Your kid is bullying another student in a racist manner. Are you trying to raise a racist? Yeah, I mean, I'm not very good at, grasping onto details of the stories I read, but one detail did stand out to me, and I believe it's that your son has been making these comments repeatedly. This is a pattern. This is not your son seeing, the pile of God knows what that the classmate is eating and saying, "Oh, that's weird." He's saying it often and as a taunt. So definitely, he's kind of being a bully, and you're not stepping in. You're the a-hole. Teach your son better words to use. That looks different. What is it? Your lunch is interesting. What is it called? There's a fine line between being curious and being rude. Teach him not to be rude. Teach him not to use words like weird when looking at someone's food. Yeah, I mean, my kids are not old enough to have to deal with this, but soon I will. And I just remember when I was a kid, my mom telling me not to point in public. These are things you have to learn really early on if you want to become integrated into society. So I don't know, OP. I think that, you should instead of sending articles about parenting to other people, you should probably be reading some articles yourself. You're the a-hole, you're racist, and you're raising a racist a-hole. Wow. You're the a-hole. Talking to your son is not punishment, it's parenting. Just tell him to stop commenting on the other kid's lunch. If you can't handle that, then you should be the one consulting articles about your child's poor confidence. Yeah, it's a good point. And interesting how I didn't notice that, how the OP immediately thought that talking to the child was punishing them. So that makes me wonder, you know, is it always, whenever you talk to your child, do you consider that a punishment? So basically you just let your kid do whatever he wants, and then when you're actually just commenting on anything, that's what you consider a punishment. That kind of makes me think that your kid is probably out of control. But that's just me. I'm just Story Dude. I'm just sitting here talking about other people's lives. Anyway, I want to say thank you to everyone who's watching us and commenting. We really enjoy it, and we'll see you next time. So you take care, y'all.